Hi, welcome back to the Quantum Christmas calendar. Today is day 5. I'm Lisa at Vision One Love, and I'm so happy and grateful to be here with you. Uh, excuse me. I work as a transformational life coach and a clear beliefs coach. I'm also a Reiki Master Teacher, for those who don't know that. If you want to book an appointment with me, or if you want to just know more about what I do, look at my homepage, visiononelove.com. Yes. So today I want to talk about the how question. When we make a vision, automatically the question comes up, how am I going to do that? It's not going to work because, and all these doubts and worries and the how. But when we make a vision, we put the how on hold. We don't worry about that. We only focus on what is it that we would truly, truly love. So when you have decided, this is my dream, this is what I want, and you go for that, then you start building the gap, the bridge over the gap from where you are to where you actually want to go. And of course, there are many different steps and things you have to clear and remove to actually get there. But one of our most powerful mental faculties or gifts that we have is our intuition. Uh, Mahatma Gandhi calls it the voice of truth. Edison called it the still small voice. This is the voice that is coming from the infinite intelligence, and of course we are connected. It's like if you use the internet, we're all connected to the internet. So there's one internet, and there's, let's say it's 8 billion computers, but it's one internet. And it's the same with us. It's one mind and 8 billion brains or connections to that intelligent mind of the universe. So the same way when you hook up to the internet, the quality of your questions that you ask will give you the answers. So the more specific you are, if you Google something on the questions on the answer you will want, the more accurate answer you will get. So when you hook up to the infinite mind of universe, this intelligence, you hook it up by using your intuition. So how do you get in contact with this still small voice or voice of truth? How do you hear it? Amongst all these other voices screaming, maybe you have the voice of doubt, maybe you have the voice of your mother, or you hear all these media streams and commercials that comes to us. We have all these voices both from inside and from outside. So how do we actually get in contact with that intuitive voice of ours? We have to become interested in it. It's like if someone gives me a phone call and it's a hidden number, it doesn't matter. If I don't know who it is calling me, in the moment, maybe it's my mother calling. Now my mother happened to be dead, but if it's my mother calling, I immediately know it's her voice. The vibration of her voice, I know this voice. How come I know this voice amongst millions of other voices? It's because I have put my interest into it. I have an intimate relationship with my mother, or had. So I know her voice. I know my best friend's voice. Out of all these voices, I know exactly, immediately, yes, it's her. So the same with the voice of truth. The voice of truth speaks to all of us, all the time, every day. And it is as loud as our willingness to hear it, to listen to it. It's like my mentor, she went to a concert, and there was all these noises, people playing violin, and they were rehearsing, and suddenly the conductor, or I think that's the name, came up and he just made a little tap, 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 and everybody was quiet. And afterwards, she asked this friend of hers, like, how did you hear that tap 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 in all this noise? And she just said, well, we always listen for that. So that's also how we have to do it with our intuitive voice. We have to always listen for it. And the more time we spend with it and practice, the better we get at recognizing that voice. And when we're good enough, some of you, I'm sure, are really, really great at this already. But when you get really good at hearing this little voice and recognizing it, you will have no problem. It's like Edison. He said, if I had 1 hour figuring out an answer to something that was a matter of life and death, I would spend 55 minutes figuring out the right question, because then I would get the answer in 5 minutes. That's how well trained he was in listening to his voice, the inner voice. He needed only 5 minutes to get a correct answer, and there is always an answer for all the questions we have. We just have to be specific. What questions are we asking? And practice to listen to the inspiration, to the ideas, to the intuition that comes to us. It doesn't always come as a voice. Maybe we get pictures, maybe we get ideas, maybe it works in different ways, but we will learn how to recognize it and also to actually make the right specific questions. If it's something about your vision, for instance, when you come to the how, because first we put the how on hold, but when we come to that we have decided for a vision, we're staying with it, then how will we actually get there? And we get inspired and we get answers by having specific questions. It's like if you want to go to Italy, this is a good example of how to ask a question. If you want to go to Italy, for instance, and you start thinking of how will my boss give me 2 weeks off and I'm going to lose money, and how can I do that? Then you act and think from a very, very low frequency of lack. If you instead ask a question like, how can I go to Italy for 2 weeks and while I'm there, I earn $10,000? That's a completely different question on a completely different vibration and frequency. So when it comes to your vision, the most easy and simple way of starting to formulate questions is to ask, what can I do in 1 hour to start getting closer to my vision, to my dream? That's very specific. That's what can I do in 1 hour to get closer to my dream. And then we write all the ideas down, even the ones that seem like, nah, I'm not going to take a job at McDonald's 3 nights a week to get more money. No, but we allow those ideas also. We write them down. That's how we do it. We honor all ideas that come to us. And afterwards, we figure out which ones have most energy into them, which ones are sticking out, which ones are making us scared, which ones has energy, which ones has potential. And maybe, I mean, if you do this exercise for maybe 20 minutes, you will notice that even after this exercise during the day, it will come more ideas. Write them down. Write them down. And the more you draw from this energy or from this source, the more ideas you will come to, and the better you are at being specific with your questions, the more specific answers you will get. And there is no questions without answers. It's the same as there is no, you cannot think anything without it being here already. When they made the airplanes and the internet, and when they discovered all this stuff, it was here all the time. It just took one person that got interested in doing that and started asking questions and moving into that frequency. And there's still so much more for us to accomplish if we want. It just takes an idea and a person and a willingness. And it will happen. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, who knows? It depends on what we want, of course, and how much resistance we have. But your dream, you can have it. So practice to meditate. Because when we pray, we talk to God, and when we meditate, we listen to God. God talks to us, and that's the still small voice. So practice, just calm down. If you don't meditate, just calm down, take a deep breath, go to your vision, be on the right frequency, and ask, what can I do today to get closer to my dream? It's just 5 minutes even. You can always do something, always. And there is answers for all your questions. It's your life. Make it a great one. All my love to you.